So right now I'm about to break down one of these trades I'm about to take, so y'all can see like a before and after of what I do, and give y'all the exact thing to, give y'all a little bit of help for people who don't know. So this is a trade that I was looking to take on USD CAD. I'm gonna show y'all before and after. So this is right before I'm about to enter the trade, just to give y'all a little insight. As you can see here, I have my levels of support and resistance. A lot of people want to talk about support and resistance. It works for me, so that's what I'm going to use. But I don't just use support and resistance. I feel like just solely using support and resistance, you're not going to be good as a trader. It doesn't matter how good you are psychologically or whatever the case may be. I feel like support and resistance by itself just isn't the best thing to use. So with that being said, what I do is I use support and resistance with liquidity, fair value gaps. Alright, so how I use it is I draw my key levels of support and resistance, right? And once I draw these levels of support and resistance, this is a good example right here about we're about to hop into this trade. Is one thing, obviously I look at the candlestick, I see how it reacts to that zone. Two, I'm looking at all the change of characters, break of structures, seeing what's going on there. Because if you think about it, if there's, for example, if there's a change of character, that means it's switching the direction where a key level is, and then I see a big push, I pretty much know that it's going to go in that direction. So what I would mostly be waiting for in this trade, to get in this trade, is, for this case, it already happened, a liquidity sweep or a retest. So obviously the retest was the candlestick right here. The first candlestick was the retest, and I guess a couple people probably got in there, and they ended up getting swept out. So that's why you got to understand what liquidity sweeps are, so it doesn't happen to you, especially if you're using support and resistance. So a lot of people probably got in here, saw the trade go up a little bit and got swept out, and now it's going to end up going in that direction anyways. And now pretty much what I would do is I could either pretty much just wait for this trade to push up a little bit more, create a fair value gap, let it retest into it. That's when you go for your buys. I would put my stop loss near the recent swing low, and then where I would put my take profit at is obviously the other side of liquidity. So this is where my take profit would be at. And like I said, this is pretty much a before and after, so I'm going to show y'all what happens after. Currently 1 p.m. I'm usually asleep at this time, and I usually don't trade at this time, but this trade was already pretty much, lined up. So I was like, I'm just going to stay in it however long. It took pretty long because I don't trade this late, so I don't like to sleep on my trade. So I'm probably going to stay up until this is done. But yeah, pretty much played out exactly like I told you. I waited for the sweep, and then now we're just, we're just running it all the way until either it hits TP or until it breaks the EMA. Because a lot of y'all are gonna be like, so how do you get out of the trade if it doesn't hit your TP? So if it doesn't hit my TP, I have this EMA here, and I'm gonna let this EMA run with it. And as you can see, let's look, for example, over here. Say that I wanted to get out of a trade right here, and I wanted to see where to get out at. As you can see, it broke the EMA right here. So if I thought it was going to push up higher, usually once it breaks that EMA, I get out. So pretty much expecting the same thing happen here. Once this EMA ends up going up here, and price doesn't end up breaking, it breaks through it and closes under, that's where I'm going to close my trade at, to be safe and also be able to take as much as I can from this. Yeah, we didn't end up having 2 TPs. We're just going full on to that TP1. And yeah, so I'll let y'all know when it hits. Now it's at the sell side liquidity. So yeah, probably going TP. I'd rather not hold it all the way through because it's already resisting it. As you can see, it's already starting to push back from it a little bit, even though it's a lot of resistance here on the way up. But still, I don't want to be risky with it. I really don't want to give anything up, so I think I'm gonna start closing some off. But yeah, that's pretty much what I do every time. I trade a little different sometimes. I have different strategies depending on what it is, but this is just the basic. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed it, and I can give y'all more.